Hello and welcome back to ITCL Race 6 of Nogaro. We are here in France and, well, we have a race in Nogaro this season after the rescheduled Zandvoort event.
Controversy at the front. We have
Oh, and Madison.
Madison at the front with Chavo and Rodriguez. But Madison, in the Liberté, has pulled away at the start from Chavo, Rodriguez, and Ramirez Sermon. But Kennedy having a good race so far as well. On the first of 20 laps here. Madison and Chavo have pulled away from Rodriguez and Ramirez, and then Sermon, Kennedy, Sava, Harrison, Atachenkov, Ness. We head through here. Madison just ahead of Chavo. Then they get the run down towards the hairpin. Madison is the leader. Java is in second. Pedro Madison trying to impress Liberty, who have no history of getting rid of drivers, even if they do okay. Into the hairpin. Will Java go for the move? He does not. Flip over Rodriguez, then Ramirez, then Zerman, then Kennedy and Zava. Harrison in 8th, and then Ness, Sasachenkov, causing good race of mower line, and then O. And then the two Rotals. You see actually one of the Rotals getting back ahead of O, but there we go. There's Harrison on the back of Stabber for 7th. Harrison definitely has been the breakthrough driver of the season. So we let's end the first lap of 20 here in France in the going. Madison leading Chavo by half a second, then 2.5 seconds back to Rodriguez. In third, followed by Ramirez, Zerman, Kennedy, Zava, and then comes Harrison, Ness, Asachenkov, Kortic, Kona, Omen, Van der Lind, the last of the point scorers. We look here at Rodriguez in P3, Ramirez in 4th. That's a move by Zerman. Going down the inside on Ramirez, and he moves himself up into the top 4 temporarily, though, as Ramirez and Kennedy now try and get past him. Ramirez did it, but not going to happen there for Kennedy. Ramirez trying to take outbacks first. Well, Ramirez took outbacks first non-rumble points of the season last about in Japan. If we look here, we head towards the hairpin. Be a good result this outback with Ramirez and P4. They need this result. Look further down. Of course, the season 3 champion Ramirez. There's Ascona, there's Omen, there's Van der Linden, there's Suki, Thompson, Kuznetsov. So no points at the moment for Velociter.
There is the new sign of projector. Liam Henry in last position.
Yep, there's Liam Henry running in 27th, fighting it out with Sherman, a former projectile driver himself. Was there in their tumultuous season 4. But there you can see Zerman, Ramirez, and then Saba, Kennedy, Harrison. Zerman in P4. He goes along nicely. There's a look by Kennedy on Saba. Doesn't get the job done. There you can see Harrison and Ness. Of course, it's very unlucky and Sepang last time out. But there we go. So you see Harrison having a look down the inside of Kennedy. Also into this fight now is Asachenkov in the Leakin foot. So you head through here. So Kennedy in 7th. Ness got ahead of Harrison. Back to the front, Charbel over the back of Madison. And go for it as a hairpin. Not sure where Charbel plans to overtake. That is a very good opportunity spot. Then Rodriguez. Good result again for Advey, who definitely not the favourite for promotion coming into this weekend. Oh, that's a jump off. That's the rear of one of the leaking faults of Asachenkov. Yeah, Advey looking like a strong favourite for promotion, but let's have a look what happened to... Oh! That might be a penalty for Ascona. Harrison fighting with Vasichenko is going to stay P9 ahead of the Russian, and then Azkona in 11th. To the Vasichenko fighting again with Harrison, and then comes the 2 Rotals into the final sector. As Jarbo continues to hunt down Madison for the race win. So it's a Liberté driver leading and Adve. Now, Adve are on for a very good result, second or third at the moment, and they come into this 31 points clear at the top. So if they keep this result up, they're looking like a very strong bet to go up this season. Madison, of course, one of the many Liberté drivers this season. We have a look at him running in the race lead at the moment, followed by Jarbo in second. On lap 4 here of the Nogaro ITCL race. Into the hairpin. Madison stays ahead of Jarbo. They are getting quite strung out and behind our leaders. Oh, that's a move by Harrison and Sachenkov. Harrison back up to P9. And then comes the 2 Rotals. Thompson's up to 13th now. So she might actually do something for us. And then I'm in 14th. Yeah, well look then. This. Going on a couple of the other drivers. Disappointing ways for Suki so
far. Farfan is out.
Oh, and Farfan goes into the wall.
Actually, he's not out.
Yeah, he's kept
in the wall.
Farfan. He was behind Nixon, goes down the inside. Gets tagged and can't really turn the car in. Goes into the wall. He'll keep going, but he'll be a long way behind anyone. The back of the field for Paolo Farfan. Hasn't scored a point coming into this weekend. In the championship, he's DNF'd in 2 of the 3 races though. It looks as if he's going to be on for a 4th straight race without points. Madison still leads Jarbo. Jarbo's got the fastest first and final sector, but in that middle sector, Suki has the fastest. So perhaps suggesting that Jarbo not as quick in the middle sector as he is in the other 2. We'll have to wait and see. But even when he is fast, he then catches up to Madison and doesn't make the overtake. So, but still, Jarbo trying to take his first podium of the season. It'd be even better if he can get his first win of the season here. Heading into the hairpin, Madison just in front. Is it going to be the same story we've seen for the last 4 laps? Yes, it is. With Rodriguez back in 3rd. Jarbo still trying to hunt down Madison. And Zerman. Then in 5th place is Ramirez. And then he put further down this Harrison, Hazlichenko, Van der Lind, as Kona, Thompson, and then Ohm, followed by Korzik. I'd say positive weekend for motor like this, but Korzik doing alright. He was actually in the points at one point, but he's actually fallen off, so I take back it for the. Never mind. But either way, they had a positive weekend. It's fact they're not out with the chance of more points here. But let's see. As Ness. Vasichenko fighting with Van der Lind as they come into the final chicane. Van der Lind gets that done fairly easily and up into the top 10 now. Disappointing weekend for Rotel. They were looked a strong bet for the title after the first weekend of the season. Maella has
also in the wall.
So poor weekend is for the the Red Star team, with of course Farfan having already blown it, and Maella, some kind of mechanical failure has put him out of the race. So not a good weekend for Red Star. I know there's another way to pronounce it, but I'm British, so that's not happening. I can see Madison Jarbo. Yes, I mean, well, look, the strong pick for the title coming out of Rockingham. Since then, they've only picked up a grand total of 50 points, which is less than they actually took in Rockingham. Currently, 10th and 12th here. So, it seems to be falling apart for Rosal. And it seems to be falling apart for Jarbo's overtaking liberties because he refuses to overtake Benjamin Allison. All the while, that's allowing Rodriguez to get a little bit closer to them, with Zeman in 4th. So, decent position now for Waterford, although Suki is nowhere. That's going to just allow Abe to stretch their lead at the top of the team's championships, trying to get promoted to WTCL for the first time in their history. Whereas, of course, they've already seen Rotal and Waterford, although Waterford were known as Baltica. So.
But Baltic only done endurance round. Actually, no, they were in season 2.
And they got relegated.
Yeah.
But they were in there, and they actually had a chance of doing well. Of course, if you remember, Lorenzo at Imola blew up from, I think, 3rd or 4th. So that was a
Lorenzo got
frustrating.
pole position in Bahrain, I think, in the
Yeah, they had a chance to stay up, but it just didn't happen. And then obviously, Tubergian had Mathis and somehow managed to stay up. So felt like really just to start Tubergian season 2 and season 3. They had Mathis and they somehow stayed up. Jarbo had a little look down at Madison. That's the most we've seen from him in the last 5 laps of watching this battle. That, ladies and gentlemen, that is Jarbo's version of being aggressive. Of course, used to drive in WTCL. Actually, as a WTCL race winner. If you go back to the sprint race at Bahrain in season 2. But trying to win in ITCL as well. Heading towards the hairpin. And Jarbo continues to sleep. With Rodriguez in 3rd. Is that Farpan? Yeah, it is. Yeah. But Rodriguez is catching up to Jarbo and Madison now. Pretty quickly, actually. So Rodriguez is now into this fight for 1st place. We could see a freeway fight for 1st.
Oh, Madison,
Madison makes a mistake.
Both of the outways, that's true.
Jarbo and Rodriguez get past Madison. Madison throws it away. The Madison. Oh, he just mistimed his braking. See there. Looks as if he actually locked up there. That allowed Jarbo to get through, and then that bump from Jarbo made him off balance, which allowed Rodriguez to get through. So Adve take a 1-2, with Madison in 3rd, and Farfan, who's a lap down behind them, somehow. But that's not good for news of Benjamin Madison. But now, three-way fight for the lead. Half a second separates the top 3. 12 laps to go. 2 Adve's and a Liberty. This could get very dicey, and of course, if Adve take a 1-2 and with Jarbo behind the fastest lap, they go miles clear in the team's championship. Because Suki's nowhere for Waterford. Rose were fighting it out at the lower end of the point with Asachenkov. So, mighty result for Adve if they can keep this together. Jarbo leading Rodriguez and Harrison. Not Harrison, Madison.
Oh no.
Ramirez is stuck in 5th. Ramirez is stuck in 3rd. Oh. Nightmare for Outback. He was on for such a positive result for them after the tough season 5.
Yeah, and justice for
and then the cruel luck of motorsport has come down and struck on Outback. So that's going to push Kortig into the points for Motorline. As there we see Thompson alone fighting with Kortig and Suki. Not really at the races this weekend, is it, for Outback? Well, not Outback, Flatland. Harrison's drops 4 places.
Oh, Madison ahead of Rodriguez.
Trying to get ahead of Rodriguez for P2. Goes down the inside, but Rodriguez holds it. Madison then comes right round the outside, but it's not going to happen. Off under the lap car, and also Zimmerman has emerged into this fight. As they've allowed Jarbo to get clear by a second. Ramirez pits then. Frustrating result for him as he's going to be forced to retire. Harrison trying to get ahead of Kennedy down into turn 1. He'll get that done and make his way to 7. Will he? No, Kennedy actually outbreaks him into turn 1. Vandalin now tries to go down the inside on Harrison. Tries to take Kennedy as well. Didn't get Kennedy. Harrison's going to try and come back round the outside. In fact, he is going back down the inside on Kennedy here. Vandalin. As we have a look at this fight for 7th, Kennedy, Vandalin, and Harrison. Kennedy ahead of Vandalin, who got ahead of Harrison. Ramirez is retiring and Suki's up into the points. Zimmerman getting held up by Farfan has dropped off the back of Madison and Rodriguez. But here we go, there's Ness and Sabo about to have 2 battle for 5th. Project R versus Liberty. Of course, we know about their little interesting.
Yellow
Oh, the yellow flag.
Oh, Holzer in the wall.
Holzer into the wall. Where was he running? He was... Okay, he was outside the points anyway. And brakes get cold after going down the straight, and into the wall goes Holzer. So, after a podium in Malaysia, it's back to being Holzer for Holzer. So, Chavo leaves. Rodriguez and Madison are fighting it out for 2nd, kind of. Observer not really getting anywhere with Ness and Sabo fighting it out for 5th place. Halfway through the race. Chavo leading by a 2.5 seconds. Despite the second, though, Benjamin Madison, who led the race, made a bad mistake, ended up behind both ad base. He's now trying to get ahead of one of them, and that's Hector Rodriguez, who comes into this weekend first in the Drivers' Championship, having won in Malaysia last time out. Now, fun fact to you, no driver has finished on the podium at least twice this season. So, it'll be interesting to see if that statistic changes. Currently it would with Rodriguez. That's currently. Still plenty of time for this to change in a major way into happen. He gets far enough ahead to defend that.
Oh, and Zimmerman is through.
And Zimmerman has finally cleared off Farfan. He'll be able to start hunting down Madison. Passes out of the way, still held by Chavo. There you can see Sabo just down at Nest, then Kennedy and Vandalin, then Harrison, who comes into his 2nd in the Drivers' Championship. Oh, of course, on loan from Wyoming, then that's Kona and Asachenko, who runs in 10th and 11th, then Thompson, then Suki and Ohm. He rounds out the points just ahead of Kortic. Not really much race pace though for the Flatlands. Harrison down 4, Ohm down 3. So, not their best race of the season. There's Minas. Holes are going to pit with the damage. Then Farfan, the only other driver left going. Mayo and Ramirez both DNF. So, there we go. There you can see Madison and P3. Although he has kind of dropped off the back of Rodriguez now. In this little fight. On lap 11 of 20 here. So right now it's finding out for P5. Behind Banner, but he's made up a bit of ground, Rodriguez now. Has got a very nice exit. But then Rodriguez found a bit more. Did okay coming onto the straight, but he's about 3/10 behind. Don't think he'll move over to attempt an overtake. Yeah, stays in P3 with P4 behind them. So, you know, Holes are actually retired. So Leakin Fox just said to save money, we'll just retire the car instead of giving him a new front bumper. Would be my guess. There you can see that. Zerman closing up. Saba still fighting with Ness for 5th. Positive result for the birthday this. Madison in 3rd, Saba in 5th. There's Kennedy, there's Vandalin, there's Harrison. And that's Kona has a chain call, but then Thompson going down the inside of him for 11. Down the inside, is she going to get it done enough into 11? So alert. Antiphenko comes back, Thompson goes the long way round, and still going side by side onto the straight for 11th place, but Thompson's ahead. Good race from her. She started this race 18th, so Thompson beginning to finally show why she was a WTCL driver for 4 seasons. We have a look at Kennedy fighting with Van Allen for 7th. Archie Kennedy was the big name driver at Malard this season, but he's only picked up 4 points this season. teammate Connor Nixon has picked up 42.
Oh, this is ITCL. Thompson was also said to be a big name.
Well, yeah, that's just the thing about ITCL. I mean, you see drivers come down from WTCL all the time, expected to do well and fail. I mean, look at Conor Ryan when he was at Velociter.
Conor Ryan never fails.
Just because you're good in one series doesn't mean they're necessarily going to have that pace in the other. But I think as well, WITCL. Oh, that was the we'll talk about that in a minute. But this is Van der Linde going down the inside of Archie Kennedy. P7, Sid Van der Linde. Up into 7th place. He's another driver who's done a very impressive race. He started this down in 60, up into P7, showing everyone why he's 3rd in the driver's standings coming into this weekend. He gets past Archie Kennedy and into the top 7. Next driver here is Andre Ness, who's about 3 seconds up the road, still behind Cornell Savo. John Harrison's on the back of this train as well in 9th place. See Ness and Savo, two very similarly coloured cars, but they are the exact same colours, it's just a slightly different design, but not by much.
There is a big gap now.
Yeah, if we get
strung 1 second.
Out, pit stops will be in a couple of laps though. So we'll see how that shakes things up. Yeah. Oh, that's a change from one left of Suki. Oh, Corti trying to get ahead of home into the points. And well, Corti get into the points in the motor line. Down into the hairpin. No. Instead, he might get overtaken here by Yuri Kuznetsov, who absolutely sends it down the inside there. That was a bold move by the Russian, but it pays off. He's up to 15th place. Speaking of WTCL drivers who have failed to cut it in ITCL, it doesn't look great for Liam Henley, who's down in 19th place at the moment, although he was never particularly great when he was in WTCL or the Endurance, so there is that. But there we go. Jaro leads, but only by under a second now to Rodriguez. About 1 and a bit seconds back to Madison. Then Zerman. Savo and Ness are still fighting out for 5th. As we race on lap 14 of 20 in Nogaro. John Harrison at some point picked up the fastest middle sector. Just interesting to note that one. Jabo has now extended his lead back to about a second. See Nass on the back of Sabo. Not the first time we've seen a Liberty being, well, not the first time this race we've seen a Liberty holding up another car behind it. But Sabo gets a decent enough exit out of there. It's going to keep Ness just far enough away to the point where Sabo knows that they won't make the overtake. She head into the hairpin, and yep, Ness stays by. And you can see Madison P3.
2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, see.
When struggling.
I mean, a podium would be good, given how much bouncer the Berkeley have been this season, but a bit annoying. He was leading the race, made a bad mistake, dropped off to 3rd, but he's not really got any reason to push. See, Kennedy try to get back ahead of Van der Linde in towards the final corner, but Van der Linde's going to be able to defend that one. Well, Kennedy and stay P7. Harrison in behind these lot in 9th place. Should look further down and see Asachenko with own fight here. They'll be able to point to Yuri Kuznetsov out the back of them in 15th place. As we see Asachenko behind at home, then Kuznetsov who's in this fight. They have out in front started lap 15. As we then cut to Jobo's
out.
Jobo's out from the lead of the race with the fastest lap. Laszlo Jaro has blown up. That could have massive implications on the title because that Adve 1-2, which would have put them miles clear in the championship, has gone. They've still got Rodriguez leading the race, but Jaro still has the fastest lap, so he'll get something. But that is a nightmare for Adve. So that pushes Zerman into the podium spots now. That will also push Yuri Kuznetsov off into the points. So now that fight for 4th now between Savo and Ness is now over P4 and not P5. Could have a little bit more on the line. Thompson now into the top 10. Owns
Okay.
pitting.
It's
So
an
he's
early
stuck
stop.
in.
No,
The pit window.
fine.
As Minas. So yeah, a couple of them going to be pitting earlier. Well, Java has retired, and that is massive. That's left Rodriguez pretty much all by himself out in front. It's now just his race to lose. Trying to secure back-to-back victories. So winning in Malaysia last time out. For the Mexican. I do believe he is. This would also be the first time that an ITCL driver has picked up back-to-back wins since Haley Knight last season. When she won it, of course, at Assen. And then went ahead and won at San Francisco. Just before that, you had Zerman, who won Brands Hatch and then won at Monza. So there we go. So yeah, a couple of them making interesting strategy calls as the pit window opens up here. See, Sam is probably pitting before Ness. Van Allen, Kennedy, and Harrison. Harrison not pitting, so he's going for the overcut. See how that pays off. There's Henley. Oh, well, it's been a fairly poor weekend. He qualified 27th. Only out qualified Wayne Mayella. So, not good news for him, but Rodriguez leading now by about 2.5 seconds. But Madison then 2 seconds back to them, and then about half of France back to corner Savo and Andre Ness, who are running in 4th and 5th. So yeah, let's go Rodriguez. Very much happy with how this race would have gone for him. And he started this race P3. Madison bottled it. Jarve blew up. It's a fortunate win, but a win is a win. As it stands, he would get the win, but there's still pit stops to come. Minas has jumped home.
Yeah, but by a lot.
So, flat out Minas, who of course was, well, blew up, wasn't it, from 14th in Malaysia, which would have been his first point in ITCL this season. Driving for Lola, who are the worst team on the grid. But, yeah. Right, Rodriguez paying now.
Yeah, and the rest will pit now.
Assume so. Unless they're putting off some major overcut. Oh, Thompson ended up ahead of Harrison. I'm not sure how. Harrison was here, and then just slow down. So as he's come out the final corner, Kennedy, who was pitting, came right across him.
That's that's a red star bumper.
Then Thompson is still a mile behind at this point. That'll be a Farfan, who's already pitted once.
Oh!
So Azuma came in, he half spun it, got collected by Farfan.
It's huge time, huh? Is it
Yeah,
corner Sava into the podium, maybe?
I mean, that'd be insane if Liberty get a double podium. Sava makes it into the pit safely. Even how Thompson ended up ahead of House was some miles ahead of Tom. Once he just lost that much time down the straight, but win one.
Goodness, they're not pitting.
Kuznetsov not pitting. Is he going for the
no
stop strat? I mean, that'd be bold if it pays off. Everyone else belongs to it is pitting, so Kuznetsov is doing some kind of random strategy.
It's Kennedy.
What?
Actually, it's Van der Linde.
Right, so the order of those who have pitted: Van der Linde,
and then Kennedy.
And then Kennedy.
And then Sava.
I should know what's going on with Sava, but yeah, they are there. So Sava dropped off. Yeah, pit stop definitely sharpening up the order a bit. Minas is now ahead of Zerman, despite the fact that Zerman was in the podium place.
Minas out of.
Oh, never mind. It's just his pit stops are weird, aren't they? Yeah. So Minas is actually only just kind of filling the Weber. So I'm not sure if that would be a good
miles behind.
Yeah, he was up in a podium place, and now he's 3 seconds ahead of Liam Henry. That says it already. Right, so into the pits can come. As long as Adve, was that Magus?
That was Farfan.
Oh, that was Farfan. Okay. That was actually hurt on Ness.
Oh,
there we go. Thompson pits, got some pits. Now gets caught up behind Thompson. trying to overtake into the pit right now. I don't think that's a strategy that I think too many
Rodriguez
guys are
already
making.
out.
Like, Rodriguez is getting up now. So he's going to
Kuznetsov
come
is
out.
now in the first corner.
Yeah, but obviously we don't know
But Van der Linde is in the
what
last corner.
Kuznetsov is pulling.
Oh, but it's a crash. I think.
Oh, from Lydia Flores. She was in 11th. Also, Nixon had half spun it. And then she went into the back of him. Ended up just barely ahead of Sermon. Like so. Rodriguez is leading. Kuznetsov is second. Madison is third. Obviously, Kuznetsov's yet to pit. Van der Linde.
Ness.
What? Ness?
Ness is fourth.
So Ness
Van
is
der Linde.
so double podium for well no Ness is a
No.
Project R. So I'm going Kennedy
Tom's on
Saba.
8.
Menas is into the point. If that on the left is correct, which it probably isn't. Henrietta, what?
Name it. Yes! Why? Yeah, justice
What
for
the hell
Nemeth.
is this fight? Nemeth and Minas in the point.
Justice for
Sure.
Nemeth. Get in there.
Like, because that's of his pain, so he's just trying some massive overcut and seeing if it pays off then. We'll wait and see if it does pay off for him. So, very much shuffled up order, but regardless, Rodriguez is still going to win this race easily. Minas is holding the last point place from their teammate Villanueva. Harrison has dropped 11 places from the start. He was already down in 9th and 10th, and obviously he had the incident with Thompson, which probably gave him a bit of damage. Getting carved by Van Lind. But it made his pit stop slower, but good result for Thompson. She's finally woken up and some form of decent result. Maybe the thinking with Kuznetsov is if we pit him later, we don't have to feel it as much. He's coming out now. So,
yeah, he should be ahead of Zimmerman.
We'll wait and see, but it'll be a very positive result for Velocitas, who, after being tipped up for the title this season, hasn't really happened. They come into this down in 9th in the championship, and they've only taken.
Sorry, 9.
Yeah, because that's sort of. Well, it says 16th, but when it updates, it'll be 9th. Good result this for Velocita, 8th and 9th. Good result, good point. But Rodriguez leading comfortably from Madison, then Ness, Van Lind, and Saba, Kennedy, and Suki.
Oh,
so Kennedy's stuck in second. And that is a frustrating end for Archie Kennedy, who was on course for his best result as a Mallard driver.
Nixon is 24th.
Mallard season falling apart. Nixon has just disappeared the last 2 race weekends, and Kennedy is about to blow up here. Stuck in second. So that's a...
He's not pitting, or not yet.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, but it's a frustrating end to the race for him. So good for points. That also means that we're going to see a Lolo double points as it stands with Minas and Villanueva. I never thought I'd be saying that in my life, but here we are. Kennedy in P8. That gearbox is gone. So I'd be shocked if he doesn't come into the pits here. As Rodriguez has started the final lap of the race. Kennedy's stuck in second, so no, he stays out.
Can he make it in the points? Yeah, I don't think. Because there is a...
Yeah, because Natsov's gonna...
huge strike.
Yeah, now he pits. I think maybe Kennedy was hoping... Maybe Kennedy's theory was that he pits on the final lap. And then maybe he hits the checker flag.
Oh, Henry's out!
Oh, and Henry's out! More mechanical issues.
Out.
Liam Henry's out. So...
Harrison into the point.
Harrison into the point.
Actually, that's Villanova now into the point.
Well, that's if Kennedy makes it to the light or not. But Henry's out, engine's gone. Good news for Project R is Sava's not Sava, Ness is in the podium, so they don't really care about Liam Henry. This is how Harrison got ahead of Villanueva enough points. Nice little clean overtake down the inside and up to the points for Harrison. It'd actually be Flatland's only point of the race with Ohm nowhere. Nemeth is somehow 12th. Kennedy is fighting with Zerman, but once they hit anything outside of second gear, you're going to see Zerman pull away from Kennedy down the straight. And you can see how much this is going to affect it. Farfan, who's a lap down, Doesn't even matter about him. Kona will get past, and that's going to cause issues. But with
Okay,
Hector
can look again.
Rodriguez coming out the final corner, he was top of the championship, and the drivers coming into this as they are top of the teams. It's a good weekend for them. He wins back-to-back races this season, doesn't get the fastest lap or the pole, but Hector Rodriguez wins. Benjamin Madison has taken on the podium for Liberty. I'm not high. And Andre Ness is coming out the final corner to make it a podium for Project
Kennedy
R.
might make it.
So that's going to be interesting. Van der Linde will cross the line in 4. Sauer crosses the line in P5. Good result for Liberty. Suki in 6th. Thompson will cross the line in 7th. With, I think that might be her best result of the season. Kuznetsov makes it a very good result for Velociter as he crosses the line in P8. Zerman crosses the line for 9th. Double point stat for Waterford. Well, fans
There's
are up down.
Kennedy.
As Kona crosses out the top 10.
No!
Nemeth finished 11th. Minas will finish 12th.
What do we photo
Harrison takes
finish?
13th.
Kennedy!
And Villanueva gets
Nah,
14th. Adishego 15th. Kennedy 16th. Ohm crosses the line 17th with a Sangari and Kortig, who was looking like he was going to get points at one point. His race fell apart. Nixon's going to cross the line, and another poor weekend for him in 20th. And then Lydia Flores and Trey Sermon are fighting it up for 21st out on track. And it will be down to the line Flores, who gets 21st. Not Flores.
Sermon.
Sermon, so Sermon takes 21st. Flores 22nd. Farfan, despite finishing the race, finished technically behind Liam Henry because he was a lap down. So Liam Henry, despite DNFing, managed to not be last. So it is confusing. He actually managed to beat someone who finished the race. But Hector Rodriguez has won, so Advey are looking very strong for the title.
If they can finish the race.
Oh yeah, I mean, Rodriguez won. Good results for Liberty and put it on. Maybe their managed strat of trading drivers every race is actually going to start paying off now. We'll wait and see. Can't wait to see Benjamin Madison get traded away for fucking like Charlotte Thompson now or something dumb like that. I mean, that's not forget the last driver who at Liberty who took a podium this season was Malcolm Jelly in race number 1, and he's now I think their one more driver. So you never know.
Yep.
Elsewhere, good result for Gloucester.
Outback scored points. Team Lolo scored points.
Double points for the Lolo as well. Not many, but points are points. Doesn't take them off the foot of the championship, I don't think.
5 points.
Oh, they got 5. Oh, Motorline, they were on 12, so they jumped Motorline to go not bottom of the championship. So, Motorline are now bottom after their team principal left, and they got a new guy.
Oh yeah, they are in a different
That
situation.
fight for both in the championship looking pretty fun. Red Star on 14, Lolo on 13, and Motorline on 12. I'll tell you what, fight for 12th in the ITCL championship is kicking off right now. 2 points in it.
I need to create a third division to make this interesting.
Yes. Make a third division. It'll just be all bots. We'll just bring back like some of the older teams in the old divisions. We'll bring back Kiss, we'll bring back Leicester, we'll bring back Dufar, we'll bring back Pretoria.
Leicester is still on the grid.
Well, no, not technically. Well, technically yes, but also technically no. They lost their identity, so I don't count it.
The Kiss is also on the grid.
Well, yeah, they went from fucking Hungary over to Denmark. That doesn't really count.
Yeah, but
Like
teams like Star Racing, yeah, Dufar.
Star Racing. Cadegua, that was a fun.
So there was a team which existed for like 2 days. Like, I think it was MTRGP or something like that.
No idea.
It was Pretoria.
What a fun end to their time that was.
Yeah, but I think other than that, I don't recall any team. We just went to the Shadow Realms.
Yeah, anyway. We're talking about teams that went to the Shadow Realm. Obviously, you got Pretoria. Obviously, you had Dufar. That was about it, really.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, actually, I think that was a Botafogo Motorsport. But that might have been just a rebrand.
I wouldn't say it like, yeah.
Yes, at best, it would be 5 teams. Well, anyway, next weekend we go to Road America, the ITCL 2.
Do track of the condo, ITCL also returning. So
Yeah,
make sure to tune into that.
yeah, and
Get to
later
witness
today.
the quote unquote future stars, aka just Mikael Jensen. Everyone else is not a future star. At this point, Mikael Jensen shouldn't even be in the series, but whatever.
Yeah,
He's
and
just dominating.
later today, WTCL race.
Yeah, of course, the sprint race at Ayegna in
Yeah, and,
Estonia.
another really good race.
See if David Lester can pull it off in the sprint race again. Or maybe Manon Dion after, of course, called over to win yesterday. Could never do it back to back. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, so it will start in around 1.5 hours. So make sure to return to the channel. And yeah, and then next weekend we have racing again. So see you next weekend. Goodbye.